your victory is guaranteed. Now, because some of us live a lifestyle of trusting God, we are not surprised when we get the victory. We are never caught off guard when God blesses us, promotes us, sends us better, does for us the good measure, the press, the shaking, and the running. And there are people who feel as if they have no enemies. I said there are people who feel that they have no enemies. But I want to say to us, no matter how wonderful you strive to treat everybody, all of us have enemies. All of us have enemies. You never want to be to the point to where you are naive or simple-minded, to the point to where you believe everybody likes you. You don't ever want to be to the point to where you think everybody wants to see you do good in life. Oh, we may wish that to be the case, but it is simply not the case. Am I right about it? How many recognize that you have enemies? Oh, we have enemies that are known and we have enemies that are unknown. But certainly when you come and you begin to do the will of God, you are going to have enemies. And I found out the more that you strive to treat some folk right, or the more that you strive to treat them better, the more they unleash upon you evil, because evil is what's in their heart to do. Oh, have you ever just looked at a certain person and just said, well, maybe if I treat them a little bit better, that they'll change. Maybe if I let them know that what they're doing, what they're saying is hurting me, maybe they'll stop doing what they're doing and they'll stop saying what they're saying. But even after all of the revelation that you gave them, they still didn't like you. I need to drop one on you that there will be folk who will not like you, and they don't even know the reason why they hate you. Oh, they cannot come up with a valid excuse for why they mistreat you. They don't know why they roll their eyes at you, but it is not done by accident. I wonder, have anybody ever rolled their eyes at you? You knew they rolled your eyes. You questioned them about their eyes, but they deny the rolling of their eyes. They said, I wasn't looking at you. I wasn't studying you. I wasn't thinking about you, but you wasn't crazy. You know they rolled their eyes. But sometimes folk don't recognize that it is a spirit controlling them not to like somebody that they need to love. And I want to drop one on her. You better get out of not liking folk. You better learn to love everybody, including your enemies. Oh, somebody may want to shout, help me, Lord. Because everybody is not easy to love. Can I preach it? Everybody is not easy to love. Some folk, the only way you can love them is with the strength of God. Oh, God helping you, God empowering you. Watch this, not to do to them the thing that they're doing to you. But certainly, again, we all have enemies. And our enemies have expectations. Our enemy have expectations. Expectation number one deals with the fact that our enemies have a strong belief that something will happen. They have a strong belief that something will happen to us. And a lot of times they want to be the ones that do to us what they desire to see happen. But then you have enemies who try to be slick. They don't want to do it, but they want to set up somebody to do their dirt. In other words, they want to find the rock. They want to hand the rock to somebody, get them to throw the rock while they hide their hand and act as if they knew nothing about the throwing of the rock. Oh, come on, somebody. I'm teaching real good right now. And so they have a desire, a strong desire to see something happen to you. In other words, when an enemy has an expectation, they also have a plan or an ideal that they desire to execute in order to hurt you, in order to harm you, or in order to cause something bad to happen in your life. And anytime an enemy has an expectation to do evil towards us, then they also have what we call anticipation. They also anticipate it happening. And how many know when you anticipate something, you go ahead and visualize it. You go ahead and see it happening. Now, I want some of you to just sit there and act like you ain't ever did nobody wrong. I want you to just sit there and act like you ain't ever visualize hurting somebody. I want you to just sit there and act like you ain't had a Will Smith moment. I want you to just sit there and act like you have never visualized slapping somebody. You may have a testimony that, Pastor, I've never slapped anybody, but it doesn't mean you never visualized it. Oh, can I preach it right? Sometimes we've had an out-of-body experience where we seemingly jump out of our body, beat somebody down, and then jump back in our saved bodies. Have you ever did it before? Visualize hurting somebody. Visualize doing to somebody what they give 4, 5, and 10 years for doing. That's what you talking about. When we wasn't saved, yeah, but also, anybody ever prayed to get your mind right? Anybody ever had to pray so you didn't commit a crime? Anybody had to pray so you didn't cuss? Anybody ever had to pray hard so that you didn't throw something? Be seated. Now, some of us failed that because we threw it. We threw something. We broke something. We cut something. We hit something. Am I right about it? We got to make this plain this morning. Because one thing that I found out, that you need to respect your enemies. Hold on. There are certain enemies that are deserving of respect because of the capabilities that they possess, because of the knowledge that they possess. Anyone who's in a fight and they do not respect a bona fide opponent is likely to be defeated, because you didn't recognize the capabilities of your enemy. Oh, I'm teaching good this morning. I believe I am. I believe I'm helping myself. See, because I know the capabilities of my enemy, I don't skip prayer. Because I know what the enemy is capable of doing. Oh God, I said I get in prayer every day. I ask God to help me every day because I've seen what some of my enemies can do. Come on, somebody, you have to respect your enemy. How many know that's right? I'm not telling us to glorify the enemy, but you have to put respect upon the enemy in the sense that you know his capabilities. When you study the Bible, there's no way you will not respect what the enemy can do in the form of Satan and demons when you see their capabilities. You have to, and it causes you to be on guard. It causes you to do the things that you need to do because you know there's somebody seeking to destroy you. You know there's somebody that wants you to quit. You know there's somebody that see that you're doing a good work. They see that you're on the wall. They see that you're rebuilding and they want you to come down. But if you know the capabilities of your enemies, then you are watching them. Am I right about that? I often study my enemy. Yes, sir. What is an enemy, Pastor? An enemy, number one, is a person or thing opposed or hostile towards someone. A person or thing opposed or is hostile toward someone. Number two, an enemy is a person or thing that seeks to harm or weaken somebody. See, an enemy wants to harm you. Your enemy wants to weaken you. And so we have to understand again our enemies. Even to the point again to where we study our enemies. Know what he's trying to do, but I'm not going to let him do it. You got to know when the enemy trying to enter your house and cause confusion, and you got to recognize that I'm not going to give place to this demon. I've got to know that he's trying to cause confusion. So I have to be mindful of what I say. But because some of us don't recognize what the enemy is up to, you indirectly or inadvertently help the enemy do his job. Oh, come on, I'll break it down. He's trying to cause confusion in the house, and you're not helping the situation by the things you're saying or by the things that you're doing. You're helping the enemy do his job. And I've been guilty of helping the enemy do his job. He's trying to cause confusion in my house, but I'm saying and doing things that's not promoting unity in my house. Oh, yeah, come on. Everything that tears down something is not always from the outside. Things get torn down sometimes from the inside. It's an inside job. It's what you doing. It's what you saying. It's how y'all treating one another.